Picture this, it's 2 a.m. Her phone glows in the darkness as she stares at your contact name. Her thumb hovers over the keyboard. She types hey, then deletes it. Types I miss and deletes that too. This dance has been going on for weeks, maybe months. You've felt it, haven't you? That magnetic pull in the air. That sixth sense telling you she's thinking about you right now. But the text never comes. The call never happens, just silence. Tonight, we're diving deep into the psychology behind her radio silence. Not the surface-level games or manipulation tactics you hear about everywhere else, but the raw, honest truth about what's really happening in her mind when she wants to reach out but doesn't. Here's what most people get wrong about silence after a breakup or during relationship tension. They think it means she doesn't care, that she's moved on, that you're forgotten. But what if I told you the opposite is often true? What if her silence is actually the loudest scream you'll never hear? What if every day she doesn't text you is another day she's fighting an internal war you can't see? The human heart doesn't operate on logic. It operates on protection, pride, fear, and 1,000 tiny calculations we make to keep ourselves safe from pain. And when you understand these calculations, everything changes. So let's decode the silence. Let's understand the storm behind her calm exterior. Because once you see what's really happening, you'll never look at that empty message thread the same way again. Inside her mind right now, there's a battlefield. On one side stands her heart, vulnerable, honest, still attached to memories of you. On the other side stands her pride, armored, defensive, whispering that reaching out means weakness. Her heart remembers everything. The way you laughed at her terrible jokes, how safe she felt when you held her during that thunderstorm, the inside jokes that still make her smile when she's alone. Her heart wants to text you right now. But then pride steps in like a bouncer at an exclusive club. Don't you dare, it says. Remember how things ended? Remember the hurt? If you text him, you're admitting you still care, and caring means you can get hurt again. So she compromises. She stalks your social media instead. She asks mutual friends about you casually. She drives past places you used to go together. She's feeding her heart just enough to survive while keeping her pride intact. This internal war is exhausting. It's why she seems different, distant, or moody to everyone around her. She's not fighting you, she's fighting herself. And most of the time, pride is winning, even though it's slowly killing her spirit. Here's something that might surprise you. Her silence isn't random. It's strategic. She's running an experiment and you're the subject. In her mind, she's thinking, if he really cared, he'd fight for me. He'd break first. He'd show me I still matter. She's using silence as a test of your feelings, not realizing that the moment you chase, you fail the test. She doesn't even know she's running. This creates a fascinating psychological loop. She wants you to text her, but if you do, she loses respect for you. She wants you to chase, but if you chase, she knows she still has power over you, and power without mystery gets boring fast. Meanwhile, your calm response to her silence is doing something she never expected. It's making her question everything. Why isn't he breaking down? Why isn't he begging me to come back? Has he really moved on? Your stillness in the face of her storm becomes the most powerful message you could send. It says, I'm not controlled by your absence. I'm not desperate for your attention. I've found peace without you. And that peace, that's what starts to haunt her at 2 a.m. Every person who's been through heartbreak becomes a storyteller. They craft narratives to make sense of the pain, to justify the separation, to protect their ego from the truth. Her initial story probably sounds like this. It wasn't meant to be. I'm better off. He didn't fight for us. I deserve better. She repeats this story to her friends, to her mirror, to her pillow at night. But stories built on protection rather than truth have cracks. And time has a way of widening those cracks. She'll hear a song that reminds her of your first dance. She'll smell cologne that makes her think of you. She'll see a couple laughing the way you two used to laugh. And suddenly her protective story starts to crumble. Wait, she thinks. Was I too harsh? Did I give up too easily? Was I so focused on being right that I forgot about being happy? But admitting her story was wrong means admitting she might have made a mistake. And texting you would be the ultimate admission that her carefully constructed narrative of moving on was just that, a story. So she rewrites and rewrites, trying to make the pieces fit, trying to convince herself that the version where she doesn't need you is the true one. Here's where it gets really interesting. When she sees you handling the silence with grace, when she notices you're not falling apart, when she realizes you're actually thriving, It triggers one of her deepest fears, that you've outgrown her. Most people expect their ex to crumble. They expect desperate texts, emotional social media posts, friends reporting that you're a mess. That would be confirmation that they mattered, that the relationship meant something. But when you don't crumble, when you actually seem to be evolving into a better version of yourself, it's terrifying. Because it means that while she's been stuck replaying the past, you've been writing new chapters. She starts to wonder, what if he's actually happier without me? What if this breakup was the best thing that ever happened to him? What if I'm no longer compatible with the man he's becoming? This fear keeps her fingers frozen every time she tries to type that message. Because reaching out means risking the discovery that you've genuinely moved on, that you've found peace, that maybe, just maybe you're grateful this happened, and if that's true, where does that leave her? Let's talk about the people in her ear. Her friends, family, the chorus of voices telling her what to do about you. Don't text him first. Make him chase you. You're too good for him. If he wanted you, he'd fight for you. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. Most relationship advice comes from people who are either single, bitter, or projecting their own unhealed wounds onto your situation. Her single friend who's never had a relationship last longer than 6 months is telling her how to handle love. Her bitter sister who's going through a divorce is counseling her on commitment. She's caught in an echo chamber that turns vulnerability into weakness and pride into strength. Every time she feels the urge to reach out, someone reminds her that strong women don't chase. Every time her heart softens, the chorus gets louder about maintaining her self-respect. But here's what the echo chamber doesn't understand. Real strength sometimes looks like vulnerability. Real self-respect sometimes means admitting you made a mistake. Real love sometimes requires someone to go first. She knows this deep down, but the fear of being judged by her support system keeps her trapped in silence. She'd rather suffer quietly than face the "I told you so" looks if things don't work out. Your silence has created an optical illusion in her mind. Because you're not desperately reaching out, because you seem to be living your life, she's convinced herself that you've moved on completely. She doesn't see you staring at your phone sometimes. She doesn't know about the moments you miss her too. She doesn't realize that your calm exterior is a choice, not an absence of feeling. In her mind, your peace equals indifference. Your growth equals forgetting. Your silence equals, he never really loved me. This illusion becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more convinced she becomes that you don't care, the more she protects herself from the rejection of reaching out. Why risk confirming what she already knows? But here's the beautiful irony. Your genuine peace, your real growth, your authentic healing, these things are actually magnetic. They create curiosity. They make her wonder what she's missing. They make her question whether the person she let go was actually the exact person she needed to become whole. So here we are. She wants to text you but doesn't. You're wondering if her silence means she's moved on. Both of you are making assumptions about the other's heart based on external behavior. Here's what you need to understand. Her silence isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's teaching you patience. It's teaching you that your worth isn't determined by who reaches out first. It's teaching you that real love doesn't need to be desperate or needy or controlling. Your job right now isn't to decode her silence or manipulate her into reaching out. Your job is to become the version of yourself that you're proud of, regardless of who's watching. Focus on your growth. Heal your own wounds. Become fascinating to yourself first. Because when you're genuinely at peace with your life, when you're genuinely excited about your future, when you're genuinely whole on your own, that's when you become irresistible. Not because you're playing games, but because you're playing for keeps. You're becoming the person who deserves healthy love, who attracts secure attachment, who can build something beautiful with someone ready to build alongside you. And if she's that person, your authentic growth will call to her authentic heart. If she's not, your peace will protect you from settling for someone who isn't ready for real love. Either way, you win. Because you chose yourself first. You chose growth over games. You chose healing over hoping. And that, my friend, is how you turn silence into strength.